Hello, welcome to CG Tutorial. Inflation and stagnation are key economic terms affecting everyone. Understanding these concepts is crucial as they influence daily life, savings, and investments. Economies are complex systems influenced by government policies, global events, and consumer behavior. Inflation involves rising prices over time, reducing money's purchasing power. Stagnation is a period of slow economic growth. Sometimes these phenomena occur simultaneously, known as stagflation. In this video, we will explore their causes, effects, and solutions. By the end, you'll understand inflation and stagnation and how to combat these challenges effectively.
Inflation is when prices increase across an economy, meaning money buys less. This phenomenon affects everyone, from consumers to businesses, and will definitely have wide-ranging impacts on the overall economic health of a country. Common types are demand pull, cost push, and built-in inflation. Each type has distinct causes and effects, making it crucial to understand their differences. Demand pull inflation happens when demand exceeds supply, often during economic booms. This type of inflation is typically driven by increased consumer spending and investment. Cost push inflation occurs when production costs rise, leading to higher consumer prices. This can be due to increased wages, higher raw material costs, or supply chain disruptions. This is usually considered a negative development in the economy. Built-in inflation is related to expectations, creating a cycle of rising costs and prices. When people expect prices to rise, they demand higher wages, which in turn increases production costs. Factors causing inflation include high consumer demand, increased production costs, and excessive money supply. Each of these factors can independently or collectively drive inflation. Government policies like low interest rates, free money to lazy people, and higher public spending can also contribute. These policies seldom stimulate economic growth, but more often they lead to higher inflation. Understanding these causes helps in formulating strategies to manage inflation. Effective management can stabilize the economy and protect the purchasing power of consumers. Inflation can be considered to be a form of a hidden tax, as it can erode your hard-earned life savings and affect businesses by increasing costs and reducing profits. This makes it essential for both individuals and companies to plan for inflationary periods. Stagnation is a period of slow economic growth, where the economy struggles to expand and develop. This often leads to high unemployment rates and low consumer spending, creating a challenging environment for businesses and individuals alike. Unlike inflation, which involves rising prices, stagnation is marked by a lack of economic movement, significantly reducing overall activity and growth. The causes of stagnation are varied and complex, including decreased consumer confidence, high levels of debt, and technological stagnation, which can halt innovation. Additionally, poor government policies such as excessive regulation and high taxes can also contribute to the problem, stifling economic growth and development. Socialism can contribute to stagflation through price controls leading to shortages and black markets, central planning causing inefficiencies and slower growth, and high government spending on wasteful subsidies and populist schemes, resulting in deficits and inflation. The effects of stagnation are widespread and severe, leading to higher unemployment rates and reduced business revenues, which can cripple the economy. This creates a vicious cycle that can be hard to break, as reduced spending leads to further economic decline. Addressing stagnation requires targeted measures to boost consumer confidence and encourage investment, such as tax incentives and supportive policies. Recognizing the signs of stagnation early is crucial, as it allows for proactive steps to mitigate its effects and prevent long-term damage to the economy.
Inflation and stagnation can sometimes occur together, known as stagflation, and it's very hard to get out of it. Stagflation combines the worst aspects of both inflation and stagnation, leading to rising prices, high unemployment, and slow growth. It often results from supply shocks, such as sudden increases in the cost of essential goods like oil. Extremely wasteful policies of government will surely contribute to stagflation. Managing stagflation is challenging, as traditional tools for combating inflation can worsen stagnation and vice versa. So the easiest way to get rid of it is to not invite it in the first place. But once you have it, effective management requires a nuanced approach, addressing both inflation and stagnation simultaneously. To mitigate stagflation, monetary policy might include tightening to control inflation. Fiscal policy could focus on stimulating economic growth through targeted government spending.
Combating inflation requires a multifaceted approach, involving various strategies and economic measures. Central banks play a key role by adjusting interest rates to influence borrowing and spending, which directly impacts inflation rates. Higher interest rates generally reduce inflation by decreasing consumer spending and investment, making it more expensive to borrow money. Governments can reduce public spending to curb demand pull inflation, which occurs when demand for goods and services exceeds supply. Supply-side measures, such as improving production efficiency through investment in technology and infrastructure, are also important for long-term inflation control. Regulation, like capping the price of certain products, can in theory keep essential goods affordable, but oftentimes result in shortages and harmful market distortions. It's better to leave the market alone, as government interference on the demand side is, very frequently, the main source of stagflation. And if that happens, then we are back to square one. Allowing the market to operate without government intervention often leads to more efficient resource allocation and innovation, whereas excessive interference can distort market signals, hinder productivity, and ultimately contribute to economic stagnation and inflation. Addressing inflation proactively is crucial to prevent entrenched inflation expectations, which can make inflation harder to control in the future.
Addressing stagnation requires targeted measures to stimulate economic growth. Boosting consumer confidence through job security and social safety nets is effective. Investment in infrastructure creates jobs and stimulates economic activity. Education and training programs improve skills, leading to higher wages and increased spending. Encouraging innovation through incentives for research and development drives economic growth. Reducing regulatory burdens helps businesses innovate and expand. Combating stagnation requires a comprehensive approach, focusing on both short-term and long-term growth.
Several countries have successfully managed inflation and stagnation. Japan faced prolonged stagnation in the 1990s and implemented measures like monetary easing, fiscal stimulus, and structural reforms. Germany faced high unemployment and slow growth in the early 2000s and implemented labor market reforms and increased investment in education and training. Brazil controlled high inflation in the early 2010s by reducing the money supply and reducing public spending. The United States dealt with stagflation in the 1970s through a mix of monetary and fiscal policies. These case studies illustrate the importance of tailored approaches, as each country's situation is unique.
Managing inflation and stagnation requires a balanced approach. Effective management involves a mix of monetary, fiscal, and structural measures. Avoiding populist measures is crucial, as excessive public spending can exacerbate inflation and overregulation can stifle growth. Sustainable policies that promote long-term stability are essential. Investment in infrastructure, education, and innovation boosts productivity and drives growth. Ensuring job security and providing social safety nets boost consumer confidence. A proactive approach is essential for managing these economic challenges. By implementing balanced and sustainable policies, it is possible to mitigate these challenges effectively. So, what did you learn today? Do mention in the comments what you would like to learn next. Please consider liking and sharing this video and subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.